The Middle East or West Asia is very important for India's foreign policy. It matters for our trade, energy security, and overall economic stability. In this background, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Oman and the India-Oman trade deal become very important. India's main export markets like the United States and the European Union are slowly becoming more protectionist. What does it mean? Countries that earlier supported free trade are now trying to protect their own industries. The US has increased tariffs on many important imported products, including from India. Because of this, Indian products are becoming more expensive in the American market. The European Union has introduced the Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, which discourages imports of carbon-intensive products like steel and aluminium. These changes create problems for Indian exporters. Because of this situation, India cannot depend only on the US and EU for exports. India needs new market. And this is where West Asia becomes important. India first tried to sign a trade deal with the Gulf Cooperation Council, which includes Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, Qatar, Kuwait, and Bahrain. But those talks did not succeed. After that, India changed its strategy and started signing separate trade deals with individual countries. India signed a trade deal with the UAE in 2022. Now the second important deal is with Oman. Even though Oman is a small market with imports of around $40 billion per year, its location is very important. Oman is close to India, near the Indian Ocean, and located near the Strait of Hormuz, through which a large amount of global oil trade passes. Through Oman, India can also access markets in West Asia and East Africa. Trade between India and Oman has already grown. In the past 5 years, India's exports to Oman have increased from $3 billion to $6 billion. India exports machinery, engineering goods, aircraft parts, rice, medicines, personal care products, ceramics, and petroleum products. From Oman, India imports crude oil, LNG, fertilizers, chemicals, and petroleum coke. These imports are important for India's energy and agricultural needs. Before this trade deal, around 80% of Indian products entering Oman had to pay about 5% tariff. Because of this, Indian products were less competitive. After the trade deal, almost all Indian exports will get zero duty access. This will make Indian products cheaper and more competitive in the Omani market. The deal is also good for India's service sector. Indian professionals will get better access to work in Oman, especially in skilled sectors, even though Oman follows a policy of giving preference to local workers. There is also an indirect benefit. Oman has a free trade agreement with the United States. Because of this, products exported from Oman can enter the US market with low or zero tariffs. Indian companies can send products to Oman, do some value addition there, and then export them to the US. This can help Indian exporters at a time when direct access to the US market is becoming difficult. India's relationship with Oman is not limited to trade. Indian companies have invested more than $7.5 billion in Oman. These investments increase India's economic presence in the Middle East. Oman is also important for India's security and defense interests. India has access to the Duqm port, which allows Indian naval ships to operate in the region. Oman has also agreed to provide spare parts for Jaguar fighter aircraft, which will help the Indian Air Force. However, there are some risks. India's past experience with trade agreements shows that sometimes imports increase more than exports, leading to trade deficits. This happened after the India-UAE trade deal, and the same risk exists with Oman. There are also non-tariff barriers, especially with medicines. And since Oman's market is small, exports cannot increase endlessly. Overall, the India-Oman trade deal shows a practical approach in India's foreign policy. When a group level deal did not work, India chose country-by-country agreements. This deal helps India find new markets, secure energy supplies, and strengthen its presence in West Asia. At the same time, it reminds us that a trade deal alone is not enough. To fully benefit, India must improve product quality and competitiveness. Still, this agreement gives India a stronger base in a region that is very important for its future.